My best friend of 12 years sabotaged my job interview so she could get the position instead. She didn't know I was recording our conversation when she confessed. 3 days later, she was begging for my forgiveness. I stared at my phone in disbelief, reading the rejection email for the third time. It didn't make sense. My final interview at Horizon Marketing, Chicago's most prestigious marketing firm, had gone perfectly. Mr. Foster, the marketing director, had practically gushed over my portfolio presentation. Innovative approach, he'd said. Exactly the fresh perspective we're looking for. Yet here I was, getting the standard, "We've decided to go with another candidate" email on a Tuesday morning while sitting in my tiny apartment kitchen, still in my Target pajamas, coffee going cold. The worst part? The text that came 5 minutes later from Amanda. "OMG, I got it! They just called! Celebrating tonight at Gibson's, 8 p.m., be there!" Followed by champagne emojis. So many champagne emojis. Amanda, my best friend since sophomore year of college. The person who held my hair, back during that disastrous 21st birthday. The first one I called when I got laid off 3 months ago. The one who suggested we both apply to Horizon when the dream position opened up. "We'll support each other through the process," she'd said. "No matter what happens, our friendship comes first." I should have been happy for her. That's what best friends do, right? Celebrate each other's wins? But something felt off. During my interview, Mr. Foster had mentioned seeing concerning feedback from my previous workplace, which was impossible because my former boss adored me. I just had dinner with her last week and she'd written my recommendation letter herself. I dragged myself to Gibson's that night, plastering on my best fake smile. Amanda was already holding court at a high-top table, glowing in a new designer dress that probably cost more than my monthly rent. "There she is," she squealed, pulling me into a hug that smelled like expensive perfume and success. "I ordered you a Moscow Mule. Still. Your favorite, right?" Our other friends were there, Taylor, Zoe, and Jordan, all raising glasses and congratulating Amanda. I sipped my drink, nodding along as Amanda detailed every moment of her interview triumph. "Mr. Foster said my strategy presentation was the most comprehensive he'd seen in years," she gushed. "And get this, I'm starting at $15K more than they initially offered." "That's amazing," I managed, though my voice sounded hollow even to my own ears. I guess my interview didn't go as well as I thought. Something flickered across Amanda's face. Satisfaction? Guilt? It disappeared so quickly I might have imagined it. "You know how competitive these things are," she said, patting my hand in a way that felt more condescending than comforting. "There were like hundreds of applicants." "Yeah, but I made it to the final round, and Mr. Foster seemed really impressed with my—" "Oh," she interrupted, eyes widening in faux innocence. "Did I tell you guys? They're giving me a window office on the 30th floor. The view of Lake Michigan is incredible." The conversation moved on, leaving me clutching my drink, a knot forming in my stomach. An hour later, Amanda was tipsy on her third glass of champagne when her phone buzzed. She glanced at it, then excused herself to take the call outside. I headed to the bathroom, needing a moment alone. As I walked back, I spotted Amanda in the restaurant's side hallway, still on her phone. She didn't see me. I was about to turn away when I caught a snippet of her conversation. My name. I froze. "No, Jessica has no idea," she was saying, laughing softly. Yeah, the fake feedback emails worked perfectly. Mr. Foster totally bought it. My heart stopped. The best part was deleting those campaign files from her portfolio presentation right before she uploaded it to their server. No, she'll never figure it out. I'd recently gotten a new smartwatch that could record audio. Without thinking, I raised my wrist and hit record, my hand shaking so badly I nearly dropped my purse. For the next 2 minutes, I stood there, hidden behind a decorative plant as my best friend of 12 years detailed exactly how she'd sabotaged my job interview. Updated. I'm still processing everything that happened. The betrayal cuts deep, especially from someone I trusted completely. Thank you all for the supportive comments and advice on my previous post. Do you think true friendship can survive this kind of betrayal? Or are some lines impossible to uncross? Amanda. Wasn't always like this. When we first met in Professor Harmon's marketing ethics class, the irony isn't lost on me. She was the one who shared her notes when I got mono and missed 2 weeks of lectures. We became inseparable after partnering on a semester project that earned us both A's. She was brilliant, ambitious, and surprisingly funny once you got past her perfectionist exterior. We were different but complementary. I was the creative risk-taker. She was methodical and analytical. I helped her think outside the box. She kept me grounded. When we graduated, we promised to be in each other's corners no matter where our careers took us. For years, we kept that promise. When Amanda got passed over for a promotion at her first job, I spent a weekend helping her update her resume and portfolio. When my long-term boyfriend cheated on me, she showed up at my door with ice cream and tequila. then helped me move out the next day. We celebrated birthdays, holidays, promotions. She was the sister I never had. The first hint of trouble came last year. I landed a campaign that got featured in Adweek, and Amanda's congratulations seemed tight, forced. She changed the subject quickly to her own projects. I brushed it off as a bad day. Then came the layoffs at Burton Media, where I'd been working for 3 years. Budget cuts meant my entire department was eliminated. Amanda was sympathetic, offering her couch if I needed it, helping me network. When the Horizon marketing position opened up, Associate Creative Director, exactly what I'd been working toward, she forwarded me the listing. "You'd be perfect for this," she said. What she didn't mention was that she'd be applying too. I only found out when we bumped into each other in Horizon's lobby before our first round interviews. "Oh," she'd said, looking genuinely surprised. "You actually applied. Well, may the best woman win, right?" She laughed, but something in her eyes didn't match. The interview process was grueling. 3 rounds, a detailed portfolio review, and a final presentation of a mock campaign. I poured everything into it, staying up until 3 a.m. perfecting my materials. Amanda and I barely spoke during those weeks, both too busy preparing. In retrospect, the distance should have been a warning sign. After my final presentation, Mr. Foster had practically escorted me to the elevator, still asking questions about my strategy. "We'll be in touch very soon," he'd said with a wink. I'd been so confident. And now, hiding behind a plant in Gibson's while my best friend laughed about destroying my chance at my dream job, I felt sick. I kept recording as Amanda detailed how she'd created a fake email account pretending to be my former supervisor, sending Horizon confidential feedback about my supposed problems with authority and tendency to miss deadlines. How she'd accessed my portfolio files through our shared cloud storage, the one we'd set up years ago for work projects, and subtly corrupted the campaign samples that best showcased my abilities. It was too easy, she giggled into the phone. Jessica always uses the same password for everything, her dog's name and birthday. So basic. Another laugh. Anyway, I start Monday and she'll be back to freelancing from coffee shops. Gotta go. She's probably wondering where I am. I quickly ducked into an alcove as she walked past, my mind racing. When I was sure she was gone, I went to the bathroom and listened to the recording. Crystal clear. Every damning word. Back at the table, Amanda was ordering another round. "Where'd you go?" she asked, pushing a fresh Moscow Mule toward me. "You missed my toast." "Just a work call," I lied, the words tasting like acid. "Potential freelance client." She nodded, disinterested. "Well, hopefully you won't need those gigs much longer. I'll keep an eye out for openings at Horizon. Maybe in the copy department or something?" I stared at her, this stranger wearing my best friend's face. "That's really thoughtful of you, Amanda. That's what friends are for." She clinked her glass against mine. "To always having each other's backs." I forced a smile and drank, plans already forming. She had no idea what was coming. The next morning, I woke up with purpose. First, I changed every password I had, starting with the cloud storage Amanda had mentioned. Sure enough, there were activity logs showing she'd accessed my Horizon presentation, files multiple times, including just hours before my final interview. Next, I reached out to my former boss at Burton Media. "Hey, Melissa, quick question. Did anyone from Horizon Marketing contact you about me recently?" Her response came quickly. "No, should they have? I gave you that recommendation letter weeks ago. Did something happen?" "Just checking," I texted. Back. "Actually, could you send me that letter again? I want to make sure I have the latest version." At my kitchen table, I laid out my evidence, the audio recording, the cloud access logs, and Melissa's glowing recommendation contradicting whatever feedback Horizon had received. I took a deep breath and composed an email to Miss Clark, Horizon's HR director whose card I'd collected during my interview. "Dear Miss Clark," I wrote, "I recently interviewed for the Associate Creative Director position that was ultimately offered to Amanda Chen. Some concerning information has come to my attention that I believe warrants review before the hiring process is finalized. I have evidence that Ms. Chen deliberately sabotaged my application through fraudulent means, including impersonating my former supervisor and tampering with my portfolio materials. I attached the audio recording, access, logs, and Melissa's recommendation, along with an unaltered copy of my portfolio. I understand this is a serious allegation, and I don't make it lightly, especially given my prior friendship with Ms. Chen. I'm available to discuss this matter further at your convenience." I read it over 3 times, finger hovering over the send button. Was I really doing this? Amanda had been my person for over a decade. We'd seen each other through breakups, job losses, family dramas, but the memory of her laugh as she described sabotaging my career steeled my resolve. I hit send. Then I waited, and waited. Wednesday passed with no response. Thursday morning, I distracted myself by meeting a freelance client at Starbucks, checking my phone obsessively every few minutes. Nothing. Thursday afternoon, I was stress cleaning my apartment when my phone finally rang. Unknown number. My heart jumped into my throat. Hello? Jessica? This is Lawrence Foster from Horizon Marketing. His voice was serious, unreadable. Do you have a moment to talk? Yes, of course, I said, sitting down hard on my couch. I've been reviewing the materials you sent to our HR department. Miss Clark and I have spent the past day investigating your claims thoroughly. He paused. I want to apologize on behalf of Horizon for what happened. We pride ourselves on integrity in all aspects of our business, including our hiring process. My hand shook as I clutched the phone. So you found that what I sent was accurate? Unfortunately, yes. The evidence is irrefutable. We've confirmed that the negative feedback emails were fraudulent. We've also recovered the original versions of your portfolio materials from our server backups, and they are indeed substantially different from what was presented in your final interview. I closed my eyes, a mix of vindication and sadness washing over me. I see. Jessica, I thought your ideas were exceptional even with the compromised materials. Now that I've seen your complete portfolio... He cleared his throat. We'd like to invite you to our office tomorrow at 10 a.m. if you're available. We have a position we'd like to discuss with you. I'll be there, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. After hanging up, I sat in stunned silence. Then my phone exploded with notifications. First, a flurry of texts from Amanda. Did you send something to Horizon? Call me right now. What the hell, Jessica? They just rescinded my offer. Answer your damn phone. Then came messages from our mutual friends. Apparently, Amanda was telling everyone I'd backstabbed her by spreading lies about her to Horizon. The irony was almost comical. I didn't respond to anyone. Instead, I ordered Thai food, took a long bath, and got a solid 8 hours of sleep for the first time in weeks. Friday morning, I dressed in my best interview outfit, a sleek black pantsuit with subtle gold accessories. As I waited for my Uber, my phone rang again. Amanda. On impulse, I answered. You ruined everything. Her voice was raw, like she'd been crying for hours. How could you do this to me? They rescinded my offer. They said I violated their ethics policy. My career is over. How could I do this to you? I replied, keeping my voice calm. Amanda, I have a recording of you literally bragging about how you sabotaged my interview. You impersonated my former boss. You corrupted my portfolio files. It was just a stupid job, she cried. We've been friends for 12 years. That should mean more than some corporate position. I laughed in disbelief. If it was just a stupid job, why did you destroy my chance at it? Why not let the best candidate win fair and square? Because it's always so easy for you. The resentment in her voice shocked me. Everything comes naturally to you. Your ideas, your creativity. People just hand you opportunities. Do you know how hard I've had to work for everything I've ever gotten? I work hard too, Amanda. You just never noticed because you were too busy comparing yourself to me. My Uber pulled up outside. I have to go. Wait, please. Her voice cracked. I messed up, okay? I know that. But this can't be how our friendship ends. Please, just tell Horizon you made a mistake. Tell them... Goodbye, Amanda, I said, and ended the call. The meeting at Horizon went better than I could have imagined. Not only did Mr. Foster and Miss Clark apologize profusely for what had happened, but they offered me a position one level above the one I'd initially applied for, creative director for their new digital division, with a substantial salary increase, and a signing bonus. Your portfolio is exceptional, Mr. Foster said, but what impressed us most was your professionalism in handling this situation. You provided evidence without becoming emotional or vindictive. That's exactly the kind of leadership we need. I signed the offer letter on the spot. As Miss Clark escorted me out, she added quietly, just so you know, we've flagged Ms. Chen's actions in our industry database. This kind of ethical violation won't go unnoticed by other agencies. I nodded, feeling a strange mix of satisfaction and sadness. I appreciate your thoroughness. Updated. It's been a week since everything went down. Amanda hasn't stopped calling and texting, alternating between rage and desperate apologies. I've blocked her number, but she keeps creating new email addresses to reach me. Some of our mutual friends have taken sides, mostly hers, since she got to them first with her version of events. Have you ever had to completely rebuild your social circle as an adult? It's surprisingly lonely, even when you know you did the right thing. When I got home that Friday, I found Amanda sitting on the steps outside my apartment building, mascara streaked down her face. I almost turned around, but she spotted me. Please, she said, standing up. Just listen to me. 5 minutes. Against my better judgment, I let her inside. She looked terrible. hair unwashed, wearing the same dress from the celebration dinner 3 nights ago. "I've been trying to reach you," she said, pacing my living room. "I've called like 50 times. I know. I need you to fix this." Her voice was desperate. "Tell Horizon it was a misunderstanding. Tell them you made it all up because you were jealous. Please, Jessica. My parents already told everyone about my new job. I put a deposit down on a new apartment near the office. I can't lose this opportunity." "You already lost it," I said flatly. "And you did that yourself." She collapsed onto my couch, sobbing. "I don't know what happened to me. I saw you advancing faster than me at every turn. Your ad week feature, that influencer campaign, that went viral. Even when you got laid off, people were reaching out to offer you freelance work left and right. No one did that for me when I was struggling. You never told me you were struggling. Because you were always winning," she cried. "Do you know what it's like to constantly stand in someone else's shadow? To work twice as hard for half the recognition?" I stared at her. This person I thought I knew better than anyone. "You could have talked to me. We could have worked through it together. Instead, you chose to sabotage my career." "I know." She wiped her eyes. "I know, and I'm so sorry. I wasn't thinking straight. Please, is there anything you can do? Any way to fix this?" I shook my head. "Even if I wanted to, which I don't, it's done, Amanda." Horizon confirmed everything independently. They found the fake email accounts. They recovered the corrupted files. There's no taking it back. She looked up, suddenly suspicious. "How did you even find out? Were you spying on me?" "You confessed everything at Gibson's," I said. "On a phone call. I overheard you and recorded it on my watch." Her face crumpled again. "So this is karma, I guess. I screwed you over and now I'm getting screwed." She stood up, gathering her purse. "For what it's worth, I really am sorry. Not just because I got caught, because I hurt you. Because I threw away the best friendship I've ever had for a job I didn't get anyway." As she headed to the door, I felt a twinge of something. Not forgiveness, exactly, but recognition of the complicated person she was, the friend who'd held my hair back when I was sick, who'd helped me move after my breakup, who'd apparently been silently resenting me for years. "Amanda," I called. She turned, hope flashing in her eyes. "I can't fix this for you. But if you want some free advice, take responsibility. Don't make excuses to other employers about what happened. Be honest about your mistake, what you learned from it, and how you've changed. People can forgive a lot if they believe you've genuinely grown." She nodded slowly. "Is that what you're doing? Forgiving me?" "No," I said honestly. "Not yet. Maybe not ever. But I am letting you go." After she left, I blocked her number for good. That Monday, I started at Horizon. My office did indeed have a view of Lake Michigan, though I was too busy diving into projects to appreciate it much. The team was welcoming, the work challenging in all the right ways. During my first week, 3 former colleagues from Burton Media reached out to congratulate me. Apparently, word had spread about both Amanda's actions and my new position. 6 months later, I heard through the industry grapevine that Amanda had moved to Minneapolis, taking a junior position at a smaller agency. She'd apparently been upfront about what happened in Chicago, impressing the hiring manager with her candor. I felt a moment of something like pride for her, before turning back to my team's brainstorming session. 1 year after the Gibson's dinner, I launched a mentorship program at Horizon specifically for young women in marketing, focusing on not just skills but ethics and lifting each other up instead of competing. At the launch event, a young intern asked me what inspired the program. I learned the hard way, I told her, that success doesn't have to come at someone else's expense. We all do better when we support each other. And one person's light doesn't diminish your own, it just makes the whole room brighter, updated. It's been exactly 1 year since everything happened. I received a handwritten letter from Amanda yesterday, postmarked from Minneapolis. She didn't ask for forgiveness this time, just shared that she's doing well at her new job and is in therapy, working through her competitive tendencies and insecurity. The letter ended with, "Thank you for the harsh but necessary lesson." I'm not ready to respond, but I didn't immediately throw it away either. Do you believe some friendships are worth salvaging after betrayal? Or are there some lines that once crossed can never be uncrossed?